Join us for the very first IFL Live at London's Indigo at the O2, Sunday, August the 13th, with me, Coogan Cassius, and some very special guests. Eddie Hearn, Darren Barker, Johnny Fisher and more. Tickets now on sale. So in the words of Eddie Hearn,
you get up, you dress up, and you fucking show up.
This is Colm mcguigan for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Delighted to be joined by Kalle Sauerland. Kalle, first of all, immediate reaction to the Survivor tag. How do you think it went?
I mean, we had a tag team fight, which has now almost become normal, which was fantastic again. Great entertainment. And it was the first time a Survivor tag. Brilliant. But it was, for me, the first two rounds, there was too much tagging. And it became very interesting in the fourth round. I need to see that over 6 rounds because
I feel like it needs to be more, right?
But we're too fresh, you know. It looked like it still was the first round, and the fourth round really got interesting. And it was the first elimination happened on the bell, basically. I think with 6 rounds, I don't know where we would have seen the end. So that's got to be the move. But fantastic, you know, delighted. I've got to say, the level on the tag team with Dean the Great, Walid Sharks, traditional viewers, those are actually proper boxers. They boxed Golden Gloves, 2 Golden Gloves. You saw that level of boxing. It's an interesting one for the pro game, eh? It really is.
Do you feel that, you know, through doing this, right, a lot of pro boxing fans, boxing enthusiasts don't like this kind of thing because they feel like it's harming the sport? What would you say to those people? This is actually boosting revenue in the sport, right?
I'd say then don't watch it, but if you do watch it, take it with a pinch of salt as well. But I do think there's a lot of formats that you're going to see from this in traditional boxing.
In what way?
I think tag team. I think tag team. I think they're going to want to, you know, I'm a traditional promoter as well. I'd like to see it a few more times, but I saw tonight, because the level of boxing in that fight was a proper level. You saw that. You saw those guys on a pro card. They'd fit in. So, yeah, I do believe that it worked so smoothly tonight. Much smoother than when we saw it with the original guys who did it, who were real YouTube boxers. Tonight, better level, and you saw how nicely it gelled, and there was real strategy in it as well. Keep him away from the corner, he couldn't tag. There was on one team there was a much stronger guy than the other one. He defended, he took most of the ring time. It's look. I mean, you've always got to look to reinvent the wheel occasionally. Yeah.
Give me a mystery tag team, right, in the pro game right now that you feel that you could work this into. You're a promoter, you're a matchmaker, you're someone that lives and breathes this.
I mean, just imagine you had it, we talked recently about this sort of middleweight, catchweight contest. Just imagine you had, Eubank and Kell Brook against Smith and Conor Benn.
Oh my days. There's no tag in there.
But you know what I mean? But it would be so bizarre. Everyone would watch, yeah? Anyways, if you think I'm mad, go and have a look at the fight, yeah, on the zone, and tell me it's not fun to watch.
Overall success tonight?
Look, another great show for the States for Misfits. The brand grows and grows, and entertainment. We saw a bit of everything again. But I think, to be honest, it's always nice to see these new things come along and actually work, because we will do stuff that doesn't work, and it'll be like, no, that was absolute pants, absolute rubbish. But I'd like to see that again. I'd like to see it over 6 rounds, the Survivor tag.
October 14th announced. It does say in the Fire Fury, and there's the KSI bandana. So in a way, you have announced KSI against Tommy Fury.
I didn't see any fire with Fury on it. If that's got
it is.
That's interesting. Speculation. We haven't put it on our things. So
I'm going to show you it now, just to give you it visually.
Where did it
It went on Misfits. I'll show you it right now.
And you see Fury in there?
Oh yeah, there's definitely a Fury in it, in the Fire. I've seen it on social media, wherever it is. There's so much posting going on, I can't even find it.
I think you've got to check. You've got to put those glasses on, Colm. In fact, tomorrow we're flying to Vegas together. I'm going to buy you glasses at the airport.
Glasses at the airport from Kalle. You heard it here first. Kalle, just on that, what type of card can we see? Forget about the main event for a second. Waleed and Dean the Great on that card, possibly?
Not going to talk about a card that doesn't exist yet.
It was genuinely announced.
Yeah.
Maybe it's been deleted. But if that... There it is. Look at that fury. Bandana.
I have no idea what that is. No idea. That's not our account.
Misfits and the Zone X series.
Yeah,
I think we need to buy you glasses on the way to Vegas.
But that's not on our account. Interesting. October 14th. That's the only thing I've seen. We are promoting on October 14th. That's all I'd say.
Moving on from that, last night Wasserman's show in Edinburgh. We need to run through that very quickly. Matty Harris with an unfortunate defeat early in his career.
Terrible. The conditioning on him, he's such a talent. The conditioning, a complete disaster. He has to look at the whole setup there. Massive talent. Big guy. But sometimes it's the big guys that think that they can do it. So he's going to have to look back at that. It could go two ways from here. He can take this as a massive boost in his career. And it sounds weird, but that could happen. Or it could go totally tits up. Because there's nothing British level, that's like nothing. So it was a shocking night. And the conditioning looked disastrous.
Do you believe in a way, though, it could be a blessing for someone like Matty Harris?
That's what I'm saying. He could take this and it could be the best boost in his career. And that's weird saying that after a stoppage loss, yeah? But it's so early in his career, it could really be a boost, or it could go to total shit.
Do you go into an immediate rematch with that?
I don't know. It happened yesterday. I'm in the States. We'll talk about it. It's not about a rematch even. Come on, it wasn't a world title fight. It wasn't a British title fight. It wasn't even a Southern area fight.
But just to put that wrong right.
Yeah, to put the wrong right. It should. Yeah, of course. Always, you should avenge losses in your career. But it's not the first thing that springs to mind. It's like sort your setup out. Whatever you're doing, there's something wrong, and that's what I'll be saying to him. It looked, atrocious. Like proper rubbish conditioning. He's got one of the best hand speeds you'll see in the game. Incredible hand speed for such a big guy, such a talent. But sometimes talent also ruins people in the sport. You can live off a talent. You can't live off that talent in a heavyweight. It doesn't work that way. You need to work for it. And I think that's what's got to be addressed. He's such a talent, Matty Harris.
Another defeat was Lee McGregor, unfortunately. A really good fight, really close fight, but unfortunately coming off wrong.
Harlem Eubank.
We're going to get on that at the end on a positive,
It's only 5 minutes, and now we're sitting here, we're on 10 minutes already. It's a tough, bitter pill to swallow because he fought great. They're both a fantastic fight, first of all. Amazing fight. Great main event, super atmosphere. Just that bit short. And for me, it was everything on the outside was working perfect. When he came in, fight Mexican style, the Mexican was getting the better of him. I think he looks back at it, and you'll then see how good a fighter he could be if he can adapt that plan. I don't think the Mexican fight any other way. Whereas Lee was having great success whenever he was standing on the outside and boxing off a jab. So it's one of those. I like to run it again. So
that is an immediate rematch.
It's like sticking words in my mouth, thing. No, we have options, and one would be to do a rematch. It's something that we'll discuss. Not yet. We don't know. But we have a bit of time on that.
Last one from me. Harlem Eubank looked impressive. A lot of people now are saying maybe Sam Maxwell, maybe Dalton Smith. What would you like to see next for Harlem Eubank?
People are saying, a lot of the comments are always when he wins is, it's good, but, we don't know the opponent, whatever. Well, the levels are improving every time. So I get what you're saying, but talking about other domestic names, and everyone always calls for domestic names. And by the way, I love domestic fights. Absolutely, yeah. Let's get some of those fights done. But don't discredit the performance just because you've never heard of the guy.
Exactly. And how big of a talent is Harlem Eubank?
He's a fantastic talent, but he's still developing. Yeah, he's still improving. If I look from when we took him on a couple of years ago, did his first show on the undercard of Breedis in Latvia, and he's improved every single fight. And he's someone, he's so ambitious and so dedicated to the sport, and he works so hard that he'll go places, big places.
Any names you can give me for this Eubank Junior Smith undercard?
From our end, it's something we'll sit with them and work it out in the next week or so. I think it's mainly, we put the main event on there, and we'll see what fights we can do together on it. But I'm sure it'll be a cracking card.
Well, Kalle, thank you very much for your time. I'll see you on the flight to Vegas tomorrow. I'll get you those specs. Really appreciate it, mate. Thank you.
Specsavers.
Join us for the very first IFL Live at London's Indigo at the O2, Sunday, August the 13th, with me, Coogan Cassius, and some very special guests. Eddie Hearn, Darren Barker, Johnny Fisher, and more. Tickets now on sale. So in the words of Eddie Hearn,
You get up, you dress up, and you fucking show up.